Okay, I want to show you how to make a vegan pesto that is oil-free, totally plant-based. It comes from a class I took one time, a Red Fern Holiday Appetizer class at the Brainery. Awesome class. If you get the chance, if they offer it again, you should definitely take it. It was a great night out, a lot of great food. Her recipe was a little different, the kale, basil walnut pesto, and it had oil. I just changed it around a little bit. We have an allergy, so I'm using pecans instead of walnuts, and I took the kale out altogether to make it a little more of what I was remembering as my traditional kind of basil pesto. So this is what I do. The recipe calls for a half a pound of fresh basil. So I kind of just stuff it in here and buzz it up. Sometimes, it's not all going to fit at once, so you stick it in there and give it a little buzz, and it'll get sucked down. Now we got room for more. We're doing this right out where I have my seedlings started for my next batch of lettuces for the greenhouse. So let's get this all in there. So it didn't want to go at first, and then it gets going pretty good. So I do it in here instead of like the Vitamix because I like it to have a little texture to it still. And so the next thing is, so we used a half a pound of basil leaves. Now we're using two cloves of crushed up garlic, or diced up garlic. This is actually this is actually the pre-done stuff in the fridge that I used. All right, and then so that's the garlic. We're gonna put in, instead of the oil, I use this cashew milk. It's the unsweetened, unflavored cashew milk. I use it in place of oil for almost everything. So we add, how much of that did we use? We used, let's see, a quarter cup. So in place of a quarter cup of oil, we used a quarter cup of the cashew milk. And then 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I used 1 lemon. It was a little bit more, but that's good. 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt, or kosher salt I'm using. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So let me go through that one more time in case I skipped something. So we're talking for this recipe, the half a pound of basil, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon red wine vinegar, 1.5 teaspoons kosher salt, and 1/4 teaspoon black pepper. Now I'm going to add in the pecans, but I do that at the very end because I like to really decide my own texture on how much I want to pulverize those pecans. The basil, it's not always an exact science. If sometimes I have more or less, and if this seems too thick for you, you just add in a little bit more cashew milk, and that'll thin it up if that's what you're looking for. Alright, so that was with I added in those pecans, and you can see there's still some decent little bits to it. I'll probably go a little bit more on those. But if you really want it creamy and pulverized, do the pecans first before you put anything else in. I like a little bit of texture. And that's it. Let's give this a shot. Really good. You can use this as an appetizer, just with crackers. You can use it as a spread on sandwiches. We use it for those. We also use it for pasta. Cook your pasta first. Get it out, toss it in the pesto, maybe add some fresh tomatoes. Excellent. All right, hope it helps. Thank you, Andrea, for the recipe.